Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to 2022. We have a lot to talk about. I'm Jim. That's Mike. Let's brick it up. All right, so the last two episodes, we talked a little bit about new releases, and we're going to be doing that again here too. So there's a few things going on in Brickhead world. We have the Stranger Things. We also have the Roadrunner, and we also have Toy Story, looks like. Mike, are there any of the Brickheads out there that I just mentioned that appeal to you?
Well, I'm not like the biggest Toy Story fan. I remember watching the first one. I don't shoot me or hate me, but I didn't watch the second or third, but then I watched the fourth with my daughters. And overall, I mean, I think they're pretty good, but I think that those sets will do good. Lots of people seem to like Toy Story, the Buzz Lightyear. If I had to pick between the two sets of the Buzz Lightyear or the Woody and the Bo Peep, I would think that one would probably do better, but I'm going to guess that there's going to be people that are going to want them all. So I would think that those would do good. And I don't, we talked about it a second ago. I don't know a lot about the Stranger Things. I need to get into it. I hear great things about that show. So I don't know. I don't know these characters, the Demogorgon and 11, but that looks good. It looks like a good set. And then Roadrunner and Wile E. Coyote are classics. So I think they'll all have their place, but I would think the Buzz Lightyear might be the winner. What do you?
Yeah. So I'm really liking Buzz Lightyear. And as soon as I saw that Brickhead set, I immediately, went forward into the future in time. And I was like, all right, it's 5 years from now. And I'm searching Amazon trying to see what this set is at, and I could easily see it around $65. Maybe 4 or 5 years is too far out. Maybe 18 months post retirement is more of a better timeline. But I like that a lot. I think that's a strong set. I'll dare say stronger than the Bo Peep and Woody set, although there's going to be a lot of collectability. I almost think there should have just been a Woody and Buzz Lightyear Brickheads set together and just get rid of Bo Peep. But it's okay. I mean, there's enough room for everybody. The Stranger Things, really liking the Stranger Things. I am somewhat of a Stranger Things fan. Cool. The problem that I have with that show is a problem I have with a lot of shows is they'll do a season and then they'll take like a 2 or 3 year break. And I'm like, I mean, they've done that with Better Call Saul. They've done that with so many others. And I understand there's COVID and other stuff like that. But this box art, I mean, it looks bad to the bone.
Dude, that's definitely appealing to me for sure.
Yeah. I could definitely see it. And here's the deal. I mean, I'm not going to say with one Brickhead set, they're starting to build Stranger Things universe in Lego world, but they do have the house and, they have the Brickheads. I think they have other Brickheads out there in the past. This is just the coolest one. So, who knows? They may be making more Stranger Things sets, maybe at least another building of some sort or the squad car or I don't know.
They look cool to me. It definitely makes me want to go check out the show more to find out more about these characters. I know there's the $200 set, and a lot of people really like it. I've seen it in the store, and it looks really good. But yeah, that box art, whatever it is, the red, and it reminds me of. Now I'm thinking about the kind of the box art from those recent Batman sets. They're okay sets or whatever, but the box art was actually pretty cool. I don't know if it's because it's the red and looks a little bit different, but yeah, and the Wile E. Coyote. So I'm curious, like, why did they start? Don't get me wrong, I love Wile E. Coyote, and the Roadrunner is cool, and I watched them when I was a kid. But why did they start with them and not Bugs and Daffy? Or are they just trying to irritate people to then when they do release them? I'm assuming will be coming to then people like finally you give me what I want, and I don't know.
Well, if there's one thing Lego is good at, it's irritating people, right? So
why do you do this?
But yeah, I mean, they could have Bugs and they could have what's the guy that hunts Bugs Bunny?
Oh my gosh, of course you'd be asking me. I can picture his big old head in that hat.
Yeah, they'd have to give him a rifle. I don't think they're going to do that though. Just saying.
Wasky Wabbits or whatever he says.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Elmer Fudd? Is it Elmer Fudd?
Yeah, Elmer Fudd.
Elmer Fudd, yeah, okay. I'm like, man.
And if they have that that Tasmanian devil.
Taz is he's definitely still my favorite. Taz was always my favorite as a kid.
Yeah.
I would love a Taz Brickhead. That would be cool.
Yeah, so that'd be cool. I mean, I like all of them, really. If I had to pick one that I would get the most, it'd probably be Buzz Lightyear, then it'd be the Stranger Things. But that Stranger Things, man, I see that going up in value tremendously. So
yeah, I feel like that's one of those niche things that people are gonna, the fandom or whatever. I could see that just raising up the price on something like that, the way people really like that show.
Yeah.
That's going to be more appealing to adults, I would think. The Buzz and stuff like that, I think, was more for maybe everybody. I think the Stranger Things one will do really good, but I would think Buzz would be the winner. I guess we'll see.
Cool. All right, and next up, there's news that Lego is getting rid of their monthly calendar in stores, which I think is a bit of a disappointment. Not exactly sure why. And, you know, when I was doing the reading, I could be wrong. Like, I think they're like getting rid of it. Like, they're not even going to be posting it online. Is that true?
I think that's what I'm gathering from what I've read and other people have said, that they're just doing away with it. I don't know if it's like are they testing this or something for a year and then they'll bring it back. I don't see them doing that, but I can't understand why they would do that unless it's like they've just had jacked up supply demand issues lately, and they don't want to promise, all these extra sets, promo sets or whatever, and then you go to the store and you want it, a few days after it came out, and they're already gone. So I don't know if it's something like that, or that some of these go quickly online. They have a 2-week time frame, but then it's gone within a couple days, especially like the Christmas ones. Like they didn't even do the was it the Santa? There was like supposed to be a Santa and Mrs. Claus promo that I don't know. Maybe they'll have it this next year. I don't know, because it looked pretty cool. They had the elf thing that I didn't get, but I don't know.
Right. Well, again, if there's one thing Lego is good at, it's disappointing their fans.
Yeah.
So I think it's silly. I mean, if there's production issues, I don't see a reason why Lego is doing this. I just see an excuse. Can they not afford to hire a graphics person or get some interns out there to put together a Lego calendar? And, if you're going to design some promo sets, just do it, maybe 6 or 9 months out to ensure that they'll be there. I mean, I just don't understand really what the point is, and how are people going to know? I guess they could still send email blasts saying, hey, double VIP points here and all this other stuff, but at least keeping it online, I think, would be the best thing to do. But then again, what do I know? I don't work at Lego, so.
Yeah. And you just had a good thought that I didn't think of about, like, they'll send out the emails and they'll let you know double VIP. Maybe instead of giving us a whole month or whatever in advance, or a couple weeks in advance, they're just trying to keep it tight to the chest, few days to make sure they have this stuff, and if they're like, okay, we got enough, let's send out that email to the world that you can get this promo.
I don't know. I mean, I no longer play the game of being online at midnight to be on shop at home. So if I don't play that game anymore, I'm really not going to play the game of, hey, I get an email from Lego saying 2 days from now, check this out. I mean, it's like,
whatever. Can't change whatever it is they do. We can't do anything about it, really. You just got to roll with it. And then I don't feel like that's hurting the investing side of things. I mean, unless there was a promo you really were hoping it would come, and if it's going to come, it's going to come. You're going to find out whenever, eventually.
Right. Well, and here's the deal too. I'm sure there's some enterprising person out there that might put together their own calendar.
Mm,
And instead of call it a Lego calendar, call it a brick calendar, and they could,
yeah.
get whatever the scuttlebutt and rumor and innuendo is over the
Right.
course of a few weeks or months and put it together. And that might be, I don't know, that might be some valuable information. Who knows?
Mm,
All right. So the next topic is Lego is considering launching a subscription service with access to retired sets. Now, here's the thing. Usually I'll say, Mike, what do you think about this? But I would like to take this one first. So, in another life, I used to collect rare books and autographed books, and I still do now and then to a point. And there's a website called Easton Press, right? If you haven't
mm,
gone to Easton Press, feel free to check it out. They're leather bound books, and there will be some authors that will have autographs some of the books, and they're notable books too. And they will have had a subscription service.
mm,
And I'll look at the subscription service and I'll say, oh, this is cool. This is a book that's signed by an author. I just need to subscribe to, get this book. This book would be like the fifth or sixth book down the list. That's cool. Let's see what the other five books are before I get the book that I want. And then I'm
mm.
like, oh, okay. Maybe I'll just go ahead and pass, or maybe I'll just go on eBay and spend a little bit extra money on this book that I really want to avoid the subscription. So,
Oh.
that's my initial thought. I'm not exactly sure what your initial thought is, Mike.
I'm just curious what they're not really telling you what these sets that you might be able to get that are in, like, I don't know, call it a vault or whatever. That is what I want to know, and I'm willing to bet that is what most people want to know. I know there's talk when I filled it out the other day, and it took like, I don't know, 30 minutes to go through it and answer because there's two different subscription options for $5 a piece. I don't remember really what the difference was, but one was geared towards like learning and stuff. But ultimately, I believe each you could get access to retired sets, but what sets? I think that's what people are going to want to know. And then will this come to fruition? I don't know, but if they've gone to this point, it's on their website. I'm guessing they're going to do this, but what do you think the likelihood is this going to be good, cool sets that we want, whether we get it for our own collection or turn around and, hold it for a couple more years, a set that's been sitting around in somebody's garage and they get upset. Then now they're like, dadgummit, I might have to wait a couple more years. But, do you think that there's going to be the likelihood of getting something cool, like say like a Superstar Destroyer or the, what's the modular people love that they're always talking about, that Green Grocer or whatever, one of the
Yeah,
first original ones, right? Like, do you really think they're going to be giving that away or not giving it away, but selling it in a retail or
right.
maybe an inflated price, but not what we're charging?
Right. So it'll be interesting, right? Because when they're talking about retired sets, I'm certain they're not talking about the city mobile command center, right?
Right.
And that's a set that they recreate every 2 to 3 years as it is anyway. So
Mhm.
who wants that weak sauce? But what would it mean? I mean, would it mean not the current space shuttle Discovery, but the first one from 2001 or 2003? I
Mhm.
don't know. I mean, and again, what is the price? Is there going to be a 20% premium on that? And I don't know. It's so there's a lot of flaws that Lego has had with the Bricklink designer program, right?
Yeah.
So before they get too far out there when
Mhm.
it comes to a subscription service, they may want to close ranks and work a little bit more within before they do something as ambitious as that. Because here's the
Mhm.
deal. Let's say this is gangbusters and everybody wants to subscribe. I guarantee you there's going to be some unhappy people because Lego will have done something and
Oh,
they just did not deliver and meet the expectations of their
yeah.
fans.
Oh yeah. I'm pretty sure that's going to happen regardless. I mean, everybody can get into all kinds of sets and what could have been in them and what should have been in them, and regardless, it's what they put in them. But I've heard some other people just mentioned on the internet, and I agree that it's. I wouldn't be shocked if it's just sets that they're trying to like sets that sat around. They're like trying to get rid of them, and then they make you pay $5 more to get your hands on them. But like whatever sets, I don't know, just stuff that didn't sell too well, so they're trying to re-release them as rare or retired or whatever. But
The
I would
Lone
love
Ranger
for it to
sets
be
did piss poor.
what?
Now you could capitalize and take advantage of this offer where you could get the Lone Ranger sets
Right, for $5.
for $5.
They'll push it like it's cheap, but they just I don't know.
Act
I guess
now.
we'll find out what they are going to do, and I would assume that they're going to let people know. Well, I would like to say sooner rather than later, but this might be something that. What do you think they would launch this if they did? You think it would happen this year, or maybe like the fall or something? I assume if they're gathering that data now, they're going to, need a little time to process it, or they just jump the gun and put crap out there and we just deal with it. I don't know.
Well, I mean, I was at the Lego store not last week because I'm I'm in quarantine. I have a bit of a flu, but I was at the Lego store a couple weeks ago, and I mean there was tons and tons of that Queer Eye set, right?
Oh man,
So
they're trying to get rid of that stuff.
yeah,
Apparently,
so you might as well join up, and if you don't want the set, go ahead and sign up for the subscription service. You're gonna end up getting it. So there's lots of sets out there.
yeah,
So who knows? I mean, what I would like is 20th anniversary of Slave One, right?
yeah, that would be great.
I mean, so
That
let's
would
be
be great.
so let's be serious.
Oh,
Let's say Lego was going to do something like that.
mm-hmm,
Maybe have different themes, right?
mm-hmm.
Maybe have a Star Wars
Maybe
subscription
one at a
service.
time or something.
Yeah, or not necessarily friends, but maybe an architecture.
Mm-hmm.
So you could get the architecture studio set or something like that, which is a very popular set. So you could subscribe and say, okay, you know what, this year I'm going to go ahead as a gift. I'm going to send a Star Wars subscription to Mike. Maybe next year as a gift, I'm going to go ahead and send an architecture subscription theme to Lisa. No idea who Lisa is, and
Mm-hmm.
I could actually see something like that. But having random sets that are cross themed,
Yeah.
I'm not too sure about.
Yeah, I don't. That's a good point. I'm wondering if they do it, would it be one at a time and then like say one per theme, or just I can't imagine it's one a month. I would think there at least be something you could pick from. But then I'm also thinking that let's say they do some cool sets, right? Like the Green Grocer, or just it don't even have to be that cool to people, or a Super Dark Star Destroyer or something, whatever people like. But I can't imagine that they're going to let you buy a bunch of them. Like they're
Right.
already limited and stuff, right? I would assume there's probably a one limit per VIP, right? Like maybe two on certain things, but I just don't see it being that you can buy a bunch or whatever. So like investors or whatever, we're gonna probably be like, man, I want to buy a bunch of whatever if it's cool and it comes out. But obviously, if you want to use your wife's or your mom's or your friend's account to do so, I mean, whatever. But
Right.
the likelihood of getting mass, I don't see it happening. But I mean, if you get a couple cool ones that you're like, man, I can hold this and sell it in 2 years, and I don't know.
Right. Right. Cool. All right. Well, that should do it for another episode of Brick It Up. Hope everybody enjoyed this episode. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Quick reminder, every odd episode is on my YouTube channel, wolfofbricks, and you can check every even episode out on Mike's channel at Dead Bricking. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.